this one is about uniting the nation. Why can't we all get along? Yeah, why we fuss and fight? Tonight we got to unite. Listen, Marshall and Super. What you say? Nothing wrong with finding on that Indian girl. Nothing wrong with finding on that Chinese girl. Nothing wrong with finding on that African girl. Nothing wrong with finding on that Syrian girl. Then do the thing. Real and we fight him out for peace of feel out. Let me take a little jump in the back canal. I took on the wine in the carnival. Kitchen and eating, pumping and down. Sorry, grab my rights up in shiny gal. Now we take a trip down the water speed. Make a little stop by the textile king. Put the epic costume with plenty secret. Because if we love, we jumping. And that is real unity. You see? Too much. President, police and all civilian. United Nation. Nothing wrong with finding on a Indian girl. Nothing wrong with finding on a Chinese girl. Nothing wrong with finding on an African girl. Nothing wrong with finding on a Syrian girl. Nothing wrong with unity. United Nation. Moving like a big family. That is real unity. Jumping up in a band. Every single man and every woman. Nation, independent. Arawak, Carib, and Maryland. United Nation. Together and love your sister and love your brother.
Jean.
Hey, there we go.
She hold it like that. She hold it like that. The whole country in a hole, everything out of control.
What is?
She hold it like that.
Check it out. 9 o'clock in the morning. 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 9 o'clock on the dot. And no food in the pot. Why? There's a flood in the road. 9 o'clock in the day. You can't see your way. Organized crime. It's organized crime. Everywhere you turn. Crime and more crime. White collar crime. Blue collar crime. No collar crime. We're running out of time.
She hold it like that. She hold it like that. The whole country in a hole, everything out of control. She hold it like that.
There we go now. 9 o'clock in the morning. 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 9 o'clock on the dot. Your salary cut. 9 o'clock in the day. Nowhere to get paid.
Traffic on the highway. Traffic on the highway.
Bills, bills, bills and more bills. Bills, bills, bills and more bills.
Nothing to work.
3 trillion dollars spent, nothing to show. That's how it go in a land in Trinidad. Check this. Nothing to work, nothing to work, nothing to work, nothing to work, nothing to work. Public health fail, public works fail, local government fail, central government fail.
Nothing to work.
57 years, tears. 57 years, prayers. No bread in the kitchen, no gas in the car, no water in the pipe. Everybody by the bar, hole in the pavement, hole in your shoe, hole in your wallet. There's only holes for you.
Everything out of control. Gunman and she hold it like that.
I visited Parliament Chamber, witness an orchestra, a band of only politicians. Well, rated their performance on style, talent and endurance. A band of parliamentarians. All of things that encourage hate, making good folks discriminate. Bridges replaced by gates. No jarring racism, prejudice and tribalism, multiculturalism, nomadism from the UNC and the PNN, COD in the political symphony. It's a symphony. Symphony with the T.O.P. MSJ and JSC and D. Political symphony. It's a sing. Stop taking it cool. Don't be playing for fool. They're using race as a tool to divide, conquer, and rule. Just be like a bull. The race that they always pull. Up roar, up roar, up roar. Lead vocalists have sore throat. Keyboard is playing wrong note in this bang of serial politicians. Their lyrics that rhyming, some have no sense of timing. This bang of parliamentarians. Save your doom for the powerless, perverting the cause of justice, or what democracy and grace. When the section called to the fore, music rock to the core, who arranged the score, so impure with the UNC and the BNM and the COP and the political symphony. It's a symphony with the GOP, MSJ and JSC and the political symphony. It's a symphony. Corruption rebuff. So enough is enough. The system will always fail. Once the big fish not big in jail. We can stick that pin, right? We can stick that pin right there. That's what we're coming back for. We can stick that pin right there because this situation in Trinidad and Tobago, watch the threads. Watch the threads. People dying. There are so many things that big people in this country supposed to be prosecuted, investigated, prosecuted, and make jail for. But we ain't studying that. We're not studying that. Read the threads. We know what color drawers Trump wearing, and if it matches his socks, we know that. We have it locked. We know Trump. We know Trump mammy, he mammy, and he mammy. We know that. We know 5G. We ready for 6G, and when they ask when you see they start to talk 7G, we know that. We have that information. And poor Wendy with she doubles. She pelted a stone, she tried a thing, it didn't come out right, but we know that. That we know. We don't know Emailgate. We don't know that the opposition leader is guilty of treason. That he tried to overthrow the government using parliamentary privilege. We don't know that. We don't know Section 34 was a crime that was admitted to by a member of parliament. The member of parliament for St. Joseph, the then Minister of Justice, no less, Herbert Volney, he agreed that he conspired with others to pervert the course of parliament. Don't do that again, Herbert. And he go anyway to post he red ass all over Facebook talking a crocus bag of shit. Morning, noon, and night, Herbert freaking Volney. No questions to answer, Section 34 gone. Piaco Airport, they thief $1 billion, that gone. Kalahari, they take billions, plural, that gone. Ishan's team, gone. Brian and Russell and Renee and Northern Insurance and Northern Construction and Maritime, that gone. That gone. Johnny O'Halloran, he thief billions. The Caroni Racing Complex, that gone. The water plant, the water treatment in Beaton, the Hafiz Karamat and the Salcott, that gone. They find dildos and automatic weapons in the house, that gone. All that gone. It gone. Government ministers, members of parliament buy a plan for every highway for 50 cents on the dollar and sell it back to the government for $100 on the 50 cents to build highway. But that gone. Where did $3 trillion, Philip? You keep talking about $3 trillion gone, Philip. Where it gone? It gone because you have doubles to study. It gone because you okay with Section 34 if you're in UNC. You okay with it if you're in UNC. You're not okay with it if you're in PNM. You're okay with Emailgate in PNM. You're not okay with Emailgate if you're in UNC. You see, that's this country. We've been tag-teamed, gang raped for 57 years. Look at them. Look how they're pelting it out. Malcolm Jones, Ken Julian, Conrad Enel, gas to liquid, heavy oil. I see Mariano Brown and them jump out themselves and copy we platform that we launch to take Pep Media online. No problem, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, Mariano. It is the sincerest form of flattery. But you and have a handful of y'all that in a constant audition to link up for when the bell ring get in your section. Jump in the party and make all of the best offer. But we okay. We okay, Radical. You can't tell me you're not okay. You can't tell me that. We okay. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. That was yesterday, man. Philip, forget that now, man. What wrong with you? Forget that. So he didn't close the borders for Carnival. Forget that. So the president proclaimed legal notice number 34 that says that we were aware. And I'm thinking, the speed things get done at, for that to have been proclaimed on January 31st, 2020, it had to be ready by about January 21st, 2020. That the president, the prime minister, and at least the minister of health and the attorney general were aware that there was a coronavirus epidemic running rampant in the world that was highly infectious and devastating and was on its way to Trinidad. You see, and I'm saying this now, I wrote it today. Don't come near me with your cockery about coronavirus now and lockdown. And oh God, think about the old people. Oh God, think about the church. If I go in your pictures and you're skin up in tongue in your costume, I'm coming for you. Because you didn't care then. You didn't care when it mattered. Drunk and skin out, that important. Bend over, touch your toe, touch your neighbor toe. That's important. The stage gone bad. That's important. Yes, see, I will get pushed. Boy, that coronavirus in the country, you know. Coronavirus in the country, a PNM senator organized a cruise. He rent a boat from ground zero. That jackass rent a boat from Italy. Of all the places in the world he could have got a cruise boat from, he bring coronavirus straight to Trinidad, courtesy of the PNM. It was an Italian boat from Italy. And pack a set of old fogies on it. Create a perfect storm. Send them out at sea to incubate. Send them out at sea to incubate. When you realize you run out of medicine, you run out of water, things is like madness going on this cruise. Mr. PNM Senator called Rowley and asked for a bailout. That is what all that bullshit was. Grab them, throw them and bus, fly them to Balandra. So Balandra become the story. So who rented for $68,000 become the story. But what should have been the story? What should have been the story was that how come we didn't investigate how that happened? We don't care. It's okay. Phil, it's okay. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. I don't understand how some of y'all, how you live. Are you goldfish? You know how a goldfish lives? A goldfish goes to one side of the aquarium and it brand spanking new because a goldfish have no memory. If you go to the other side, it brand spanking new. And if you come back here, he's never seen this before. A goldfish has no short-term memory. And I wonder if we are goldfish in this country. Sharon Mohammed says she can't hear. You'll give her all the instructions as to how to reboot her device. But if we convenient in our outrage, because I want to see them, is the ones on the walls that most vocal, boy. Philip, what you're telling me, and they're giving me numbers, they give me stats, they give me world odometer, they're breaking it down for me. But they were skin out up on a wall, dumb tongue for Carnival. When we knew coronavirus was romping home. And they didn't care. Because drunk and a man on your bamsi and a woman in front of you and you're good. You don't care. It didn't matter then. The devil could take tomorrow. And I kept telling you all this. Stop living like the devil could take tomorrow. Because one day the devil will come to collect, and that is now. That is now. So all the shit you're calling for after the fact, and all the, oh God, you want to pull out your hair and tear your clothes, and it's passion, and we care. They have some of them doing a running count. But you was drunk and skin up in town. You was in every fete. Watch we in Saints. Watch we in Fatima. Watch we in QRC. We in prayers. Watch we. But if two people stop and music playing in a car trunk and they say it's a fete, you in that and you're taking selfie. So you know you was outside there. Boy, link we up now. Link we up. We want tickets. We want tickets. So if it didn't matter then, why does it matter now? Why did we put aside preventing coronavirus, COVID-19, coming to these shows so you could skin out your drunken ass in town? Why now that you're ready to deal with it, we must give you a hearing? Why are you so entitled? Eh? We are a nation of jackasses, and I'm not letting us off the hook. It is we to blame. We to blame. You think Dean Akin, stop, 9 million, 10 million, 11 million. How much band Dean Akin own now? All 12 million. You think Dean Akin was studying coronavirus? You think Machel or Iowa or Kess? Nobody. Money time, brother. Money time. Do talk about it now. And for those of you who don't know why Carnival was the time to close it, was for two reasons. One, Carnival just fortuitously happened, ironically, coincidentally happened to be falling then. It was the biggest event. If it was Eid or Diwali or Shouta Baptist March, whatever, that had to cancel too. The big thing was Carnival, but the second and the most important reason for cancelling Carnival is we knew January 21st that it was person-to-person transmission. We knew, most importantly, Terence Jackass Dial Singh knew. Parasram knew. Chief Medical Officer, he knew. I went and checked all of them Facebook to see where they're saying, my God, the government is just not taking us on. We are warning that there is a crisis. Not one. Not Stuart Young, not Colm, not Faris, not any of the stunting brigade, especially not Jackass in Chief, Mr. Ganyam style. Go on Ghana, go on Guyana, go on anywhere where they will open a door for him. He's showing up and he's smiling and he's posing in Madura, Congala, and he everywhere. Quarantine, what name that? What name that? He immune and everybody around him immune. They have COVID blueitis. And, well, they're not tired being taken for asses. Well, I am. So if you were skin out and drunk in town, miss me with your bullshit. Because the time to have stopped coronavirus from coming to Trinidad and Tobago was January 31st, 2020, when legal notice number 34 was proclaimed. Go and Google it. That was the time to stop it. That was the time for one of these fancy press conferences with Rowley and Shorty Boy and Faris and Colm and Parasram and Dial Singh to say, listen, this is serious. Think about the elders. Think about the community. Think about the country. Think about the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. This is leadership. This is not bullshit. We've come to tell you this year we have to either postpone or cancel Carnival and everything else. We're closing the airports. Tomorrow, anybody that comes to Trinidad from tomorrow, mandatory 2 to 14-day quarantine. Why? Why? Because we knew. Because we knew. And there's a reason everybody in the country don't have coronavirus. There's a reason everybody in China don't have it. A lot of people do. But not everybody going to get it. And not everybody who get it going to get it bad. And not everybody who get it bad going to die. But if you listen and you watch Al Jazeera and BBC News and CNN with the 24-hour news loop, because they need to make money too. Make no mistake. They're getting a resurgence, a renaissance, an uptick in viewership. Because social media and information on demand had won the game. Had won the game. But they've gotten a chance. They get a reprieve. They get a clear. So they're milking that shit. So when you watch that, somebody just sent me a video. Bodies on top, bodies in Brooklyn. It's funny how you have just the right imagery and words to make it sound like it that bad. In New York City, every day, they put out NYC Health daily coronavirus 2019, COVID-19 daily data summary. The data in this report reflects events and activities as of April 2nd, 2020 at 9:30 a.m. They're even telling you the time. All data in this report are preliminary and subject to change as cases continue to be investigated. These data include cases in New York City residents and foreign residents treated in New York City facilities. So you know the date and the time, and they explain to you what they consider their jurisdiction. 0 to 17 age group, 1 underlying condition, 1 death. 18 to 44, 55 underlying conditions, 20 underlying conditions pending, 5 no underlying conditions, 80 deaths. 45 to 64, 278 underlying conditions, 10 with no underlying conditions, 54 underlying conditions pending, 342 deaths. 65 to 74, 268 underlying conditions, 0 with no underlying conditions, 71 with underlying conditions present, 339 deaths. 75 and over, 444 with underlying conditions, 3 with no underlying conditions, 188 with underlying conditions pending, 635 deaths. Sex, female, 396 with underlying conditions, 4 with no underlying conditions, 124 underlying conditions pending, 524 deaths. Male, 649 underlying conditions, 14 no underlying conditions, 209 underlying conditions pending, 872 deaths. Unknown, 1 death with an underlying condition. Boroughs, Bronx, 382 deaths. Brooklyn, 328 deaths. Manhattan, 165 deaths. Queens, 448 deaths. Staten Island, 73 deaths, unknown, 1 death. Total, 1,397 deaths. But when you read this, you are guided. When you read this, you get a snapshot of what happened in New York City between yesterday's report and this one. So you have a clue. It's making a picture. It's like pieces in a puzzle, and you're starting to understand. Because you see, data and information, I named this video Religion, Magic, and Science. When you were skin out in town, drunk, stage gone bad. When you were skin up, skin out, a man in the back and a man in front, or a woman in the back and a woman in the front, magic was going to protect you. That's what was going to protect you, magic. Because you knew, you were hearing, it's on the news, but you don't care. You could have access to World Odometer, but not right now, because this is skin out, get drunk time. You could have get the news, on the news, in the papers, on social media, but you don't care. Magic. You know what we say? God is a Trinity. Magic. And come Ash Wednesday, we go in and get the ashes on the head, and religion will take over from magic. No problem. No problem at all. You will skin out in town, man on your bamsi, but magic was protecting you. And you reach well dressed in the people church, and you get your ashes, and now you're clean. All that you take for the carnival, it washed away. You're now a new, saved soul. But science begs to differ, because you've been carrying a disease now, and you've took it home to other people who joined the relay and passed it on to others, that started to result in deaths. But you didn't care. You didn't care. So now we want to turn to science. Science is supposed to pick up where magic and religion, you're not seeing Benny Hinn in New York. Benny should be there every day. The top story should be 1,397 dead, 1,397 raised from the dead. All. One after the other. Benny wiping. Pat him down there. Sweating. Man working harder than the doctors. 1,397 dead. 1,397 raised. But you're not seeing that. You're not seeing Pastor Coffee with the Afro comb. Outside Cora. You're not seeing. No. Because this is science time. And bullshit don't stand up to science. So when we have nothing to worry about, we could take in the shit. I like it. I like to watch the Potter's Touch. What's his name? The big black fella name? Who does sweat all over the TV. About 3 wash rag. I love to watch him. I love Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen have 1 million people in the church. 1 million. But Benny is the father, boy. Benny is the father. He's healed people of things they don't see. He don't heal people that missing hand and missing foot. He don't heal that. Because you see, that's something that you could see. Can't do that. Can't deal that. You're not seeing none of the seer men and women. Telling you tonight. I supposed to see Yasina and Ragu reading the cards tonight. I seen a man from Toku. And I seen a woman, this woman is in Arima. I seen a woman in Arima. It's a man from Toko and a woman in Arima. And both of them going and succumb tomorrow. I'm supposed to see Ragu doing that. I'm supposed to see Yasina. Where my ball? 3 people recovering tomorrow. Yes, and one of them gonna get a sex change. Nothing. Because all the charlatans have to shut up. Now it's science time. But if you're in Trinidad and you have a 1% owner, they can put something on the science and control it with puppet strings. And we'll call it politics, except if I answer it, I can't talk about it. Philip, now is not the time for politics. Now is not the time for politics. But Keith Rowley could go and take public funds and spend it where he wants for political reasons, because there is nothing that is going to cure COVID-19 coronavirus in Tobago with that $50 million for the hotel rooms and the extra $53 million they just give THA. Now THA, they have a place somewhere in middle America where they have a bottomless pit, and you could go and drop a stone, and you will never, ever hear it drop. No matter how big the stone, you could drop a boulder, and you will never hear it drop. The pit so deep, THA worse. THA worse. That $53 million, as it touch, it gone. It gone. THA, boy, that's for millions to disappear. They don't account for nothing. It's 15 years now. We're trying to get information on $30 billion from THA, and we can't get at it. Gone. But Tobagonians suffering. Tobago infrastructure, shit. When the money gone, ask the 1%. Politics. But it's not politics. It's science. Political science. Let's call it political science. And you will take $10 million. One morning you're talking, Barbara Burke, what you need? Hold on $10 million now. That will help you. You're all going to vote for me, right? Look all that. Build a cathedral. So if Shouter Baptist start to get COVID-19, send them in the cathedral. Send them in the cathedral. In Tobago, they don't have one ventilator. If you get coronavirus, COVID-19 in Tobago, all you're flying tonight, take this person to Trinidad now. Take this person to Trinidad because we have nothing. Tobago's a shit show. It's a healthcare system that don't do nothing. It is just pretend to be one. We spent $1 billion on a hospital in Scarborough that could do fat all. But instead of taking the $103 million, you just stunt in hotels and THA. You're going to buy how much? Ventilators. You're going to train how many people? You're going to bring how many Cubans? How many? And deal with Tobago. March 16th. This jackass knew since January 31st, 2020. March 16th. Right? Everybody, all you get powder out from between, all you crack, all you good. We right? Nobody have no glitter on them. They can't see. Right. Okay, cool. Let me start a new stunt. Let me call this our COVID-19 response. Where Christian Boutte? You representing the Syrians? Come. You come. We'll put you in charge of the task force, right? Any Sabgas, any Abos want to know? Okay. Christian, you handle it. And they start the shit show March 16th. And Tobago still didn't have one case. Still had 0. So it was at that time to at least try to say, I am Keith Rowley, and my brain does something other than keep my ears from fighting. I will close Tobago. Nothing in, nothing out, but goods, supplies, groceries. We sanitize it in Trinidad, we sanitize it in Tobago. We're going to keep Tobago COVID-free. We're going to prove a point. We're going to prove a point. So Philip, when Philip talking, I'm going to be able to say, but look, Tobago, but no. Not even that, the jackass going to keep clean. Not even that. Not even that. And it's only when Tobago start to get virus, Christian Boutte and them say, hey, how about if we shut down Tobago, boy? Could do that. Stuart say, well, if we shut down Tobago, we shut down Trinidad. Hey, boy, Stuart, that's a good idea. So we'll tell the people, 50,000 coming for Carnival, 20,000 coming after. We ain't check a fat. But we'll pretend now that we're serious about this shit. So we'll talk, nobody go to work. Nobody go to work, everybody stay home. Tell your landlord you have no money. They go bear with you. We go deal with it, don't worry. And we'll pass out all $1,500. How you qualify for it? You better have a party card. But we'll talk about that after. The same woman who was handing out the food cards in Toko, she will be in charge of this. So let's pretend that we give a shit. And we tell the people, the responsibility is yours. And Stuart will unleash the army. And you talk to them. Don't test them. They'll beat you in town. Gary had to come and tell them, pump all your freaking brakes. Pump all your brakes. That's not how the law works. And my police can't show up in the court and say, Your Honor, we arrested these 17 people charged with Stuart's law. The judge looking for chapter and verse. There's no chapter and verse. Well, when was it proclaimed? It wasn't proclaimed, Your Honor. But when was it passed? It wasn't passed. They didn't really write it down, Your Honor. Stuart just make it up. And Rowley say, okay, government passing law by press conference in this country now, Your Honor. If we didn't have Gary Griffith, all now so this is a police state. All now so, if one of them PNM puppets was commissioner of police tonight, there's a police state. All of them locking all up on Stuart's law. In this rank shithole. So to the people who's asked me why I talk the way I talk, I live in a shit show where the skin out, drunken whores calling out for SOE. Lock it down! Lock it down now. The horse bolt, it make churn, damn bolt, and you know catch up. Lock it down. If there had justice in this world, you'd be rotting in your bed from COVID-19. But it don't work so. Other people are going to be victimized for you to skin your ass out in town. And I'm going to say it as stink as that for you all to understand how you look for carnival. It's culture. All of you. The whole blue-eyed blonde crew. This is culture. All it was on the plantation. All it was cutting cane. Eh? You was in the Westmoreland section of the plantation. Eh? Miss Major bullshit now. The problem I have is the deception, the ease of deception that takes place in this country, one to the other. Come on the thread. Boy, that was yesterday, boy. Don't talk about that. Yeah, what's wrong with you? And all they just leading each other astray. And the Pied Piper, Stuart Young. And now they get a new one, Parashram. Parashram just remind me of Fred Astaire. His job is to tap dance on cue. Because they realize, the country realize, Dayal Singh is an asshole. When Dayal Singh come on the thread to tell, and come on the People TV to describe COVID virus as a photocopier, one of his employees came and said, well, it's a proper analogy. We're not dealing with analogies. We want science. And those send the pharmaceutical sales rep. So the next press conference, because the nation laugh at Rowley and photocopier boy, so they bring Fred Astaire, Parasram, chief medical officer. And the first day, I give him this, the first day, he talked so much science that the country was relieved. After the cluster fuckery we've been getting from Terence Dayal Singh et al., to hear somebody talk like they know what they're talking about, but like the next day, they put on a choker and a leash, or he fool we. Remember when Anthony Carmona had made that speech? The powers you think I have, I do not. But the powers you do not think I have, I do. Well, boy, that night I nearly tattooed Anthony Carmona on my arm. I fall in love as a wordsmith. Your boy like words bad, you know. You could lead me astray with a proper sentence. And when he said that, I nearly went Thomas, Anthony, Aquinas, Carmona, and nearly put in a heart. Powers, boy. I don't have the ones you think I have, but I have ones you don't know. Well, I sit down there. I say, well, yes. Well, yes, we have a president now who understands the shit. Not one ass. Nothing. Talk and talk and talk. Stunt for them. And that's what we've been getting. Stunt for them. It is why CNC3 and TV6 and Akash Samaru, people applauding Akash Samaru. You know why? You know why? People applauding Akash Samaru because for the first time and for one and only time, it sounded like a journalist understood what journalism was. That he was actually there to ask questions of these people. And for one time, and for one and only time, Akash Samaru did what I do every single day. And it is why CNC3 and TV6 are now openly copying and pasting what I say today as their narrative tomorrow, included. They couldn't get the interview with Gary Griffith. I did. So they had to record my interview with Gary Griffith and leave out my voice, my face, and my name. And thief, Sabga, your thief for interview. Yes, shame. Nicholas. Yes, shame, but a thief. I interviewed the song current because Philip Alexander leading the conversation and leading the narrative. And all they're sending all your little friends. All they're sending all your little trolls to say, put politics aside, boy. All are we in this together. And that is true. That is true. But I can't put politics aside because they're screwing with the democracy and they're plundering the treasury and will ruin the economy and destroy the country. And I cannot let that happen because while you were skin out in tongue and a man was gyrating through you, I was dealing with the politics then. And right now, while you're looking to bury your ass in the sand head first, I will deal with the politics too. Because somebody has to be on lookout. Somebody has to make sure we don't steer the Titanic into an iceberg again. Somebody has to ring that bell. Somebody has to say, Trinidad and Tobago, we in trouble. We in trouble. We in real trouble. Let me tell you why. So you know. We have no money. The banks have looted the country. So the banks have the country's money. And it's in the banks at no interest to you. And politicians, businessmen, lawyers, accountants, they form something called the contract mafia. And they have been looting the country through contracts and money laundering for Venezuelan, Mexican, and Colombian cartels. And this is what Trump coming for. And for the first time in a long time, I heard some news that tickled me, that got me excited. When Trump said he's coming for the narco terrorists. Because I know some of the narco terrorists have fronts in my country. And if the PNM and the UNC won't close the borders and stop it, I want Trump to take all of them. And I hope I see former members of parliament and government ministers pick up in that grab. I'm hoping and I'm praying for some large businessmen, but I have 27 restaurants, but I built 115. I'm hoping and praying all them mouters that can't explain. Boy, they run hard work, boy, hard work my ass. If hard work used to pay money in this country, you see them laborers who just walk around town bareback, they don't have clothes, but they rip. They rip because they're preparing for carnival, you know. They rip because they're in fitness center and what was the next gym now? The one in Westmall? What was it called now? It's not Hardy Gym anymore. He said it. Some other rock climbing shit. Anyway, they rip from hard work. You go in the gym and you counting calories and boiling your chicken 2 months before carnival because you want to lower your body fat. They're looking like that because that is hard work. They hand like sandpaper. They could pass their hand on a rough 2x4 and make it smooth. If hard work used to give money in this country, I will take you and show you the maid parade that is walk out of fairways on an afternoon, that holding up every house in that district. I used to call it the maid parade. In the morning they going in, and in the evening they coming out. And they work hard. So Mammy, Miss Ting, could go Adams and have breakfast in she tights. Because this morning, the Pilates, they nearly killed me. Yeah? Hard work. Taking them groceries out to the 7 Series and the trunk open. Hard ass work to reach home and press that remote to open the gate. Hard to get inside. Mavis! Empty the trunk there. That is hard work. I's not a jackass. I watch for my 53 years as Chalky signed tongue too long. I see the jackassery that destroy my country. I know the names, I know the faces. If Trump call me, I help him. If Trump say, Phil, I'm deputizing you, I'm making you the anti-drug czar for Trinidad and Tobago, I'm taking that work. Trump, give the money to the Shouter Baptist. They need a cathedral. I don't need money. I will do it for free. I just want you to purge my country of the shit snake stunt artists that used my Trinidad and Tobago as their feeding trough because of some jackass politicians. I interviewed a former prime minister and I asked him questions about the Scott drug report, the drug trade and closing the nation's borders, and he could not answer any one of those questions. And I am almost certain if I interview every other prime minister, the blank deer in the headlights stare and the void where answers should be would be the same. But I'm proud that everything the Progressive Empowerment Party put out since January 2017, every single policy has become the policies rescuing the country, close the borders, food production, take education online. I mean, what we didn't tell you, banking, money, how to manage it, all of it, go and check. Go and check our 21 policies that we're putting out since January 18, 2017. When it came to the launch of the Progressive Empowerment Party, you left with a sneak peek into Reboot the Republic, our manifesto. And it still is the only one that makes sense. Nothing in it was ever in a PNM manifesto. Nothing in it was ever in a UNC manifesto. It's never been in Vision 2020, Vision 2030, or Vision 2040. None of it. We've done our research. We've done our homework. And we've stood up against the criminal construct that has damaged this country from on top, that has made slaves and lemmings of the people on the bottom. I ain't taking no parliament shit talk. I ain't tolerating no bullshit on my thread. So when people come and tell me, why you sound so vexed? I this vexed because my country don't have to be this bad. Trinidad and Tobago didn't have to be the shithole that it is today. We broke before coronavirus. We broke because of PNM. We had more money than every other country that joined the oil business after we. We supposed to have more money than them. How much money? Look at Norway. Norway have 5 million people. Norway reaching the oil business 50 years after Trinidad and Tobago. Norway has $1 trillion US, 1,000 billion US dollars in their Heritage and Stabilization Fund. How much money is that? They own 1.5% of every important stock on the planet. Little Norway. Norway, churn. Don't have to work in Trinidad. Sabga, Aboud, Hadid, Hadko. Them children don't have to work. Them grandchildren and great-grandchildren don't have to work. Everybody else work all their ass off because the money is not there no more. Not there. We didn't get the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. What we have is some chirrup late in the game. Them fight in the parliament if they do it or not. Them fight if they put aside some money for the future, boy. What's wrong with all you? I hear a story about a man who rent Manning Chogam computers for everybody. And I mean thousands of computers. This man had to bring in and rent everybody. And for 1 week, he make more than the value of the computers. And then they call him and give him back the computers. Talk about a contract. Up on top, Hyatt Kappa, they have Prados and BMWs disintegrating that they buy cash to drive for 2 days. Because your children and your grandchildren, they don't matter. They don't matter. Sigminster Randy asked, is there any way to, any document to show how much in that fund? Just go on Google. They have this magical portal on the internet now called Google. It started yesterday. Go on it and type Norway Sovereign Fund and it will give you information that will shock you. All of a sudden, 20 years now I'm talking about the people on remand. 20 years now, I have interviews that I did on 91.1 when I used to go on that radio station 6 o'clock every morning. I'm talking about the people who are in jail because I talked to former directors of public prosecutions and justice, judges, chief appeal court justices, and everybody was of the same view that what's going on in remand yard is madness, and we came up with a plan, put a time on the courts. But to start, I used to say, tell me if you remember, unless you're brand new, you might not hear this, but I told Trinidad and Tobago, the DPP could vacate all the matters. That's the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. If he don't want to do it, the Chief Justice could call all of them together and sentence everybody to time served and let them go today. If he don't want to do it, the President of the Republic could have a judge call everybody into the court, have all of them plead guilty, and then he or she pardon them all. I have been saying that for over a decade. Now that you have coronavirus and you don't know how to manage, you're panicking and you're doing shit and you're pelting a set of stone in the cricket match, no problem, but you're going to bust somebody's head and it's going to be the wrong head. Michael Dukakis, when he was governor in the United States of America, he ran for president against George W. Bush's father, George Herbert Walker Bush, right after Reagan, and Dukakis was leading. But in Dukakis' state, where he was governor, he had created this thing called a furlough. And for the furlough, he would let people off on vacation from jail. And he let out a guy named Willie Horton. And Willie Horton raped and killed a woman while on furlough. And when that came out, Dukakis' chance of becoming president of the United States of America was forever tied to Willie Horton and that raped and murdered housewife. You are going to let people out of jail now when you shut the economy down and there's no jobs, there's no work, there's nowhere for them to go. You're bringing them out of jail and you're telling them hide from police. because we're on self-quarantine. Gary Griffith telling nation, brace. Right now, we're looking at bracing for home invasion because all the restaurant and bar they used to go and rob, they can't go and rob now because everything locked down. So they come in your house, car following people home in St. Augustine and tiffin groceries. So you're going to let them out now? Are you that much a jackass? Do you all have anybody that you could talk to about these ideas, or does it just load in your head and come out your mouth? Nobody ever told you that now is the time to be securing shit, not letting it go wild. Why would you introduce into society? Because I tell you, you tell us it's 2 more weeks. So if you're going to give these people a pardon them, tell them you're coming out in 2 weeks, boy. They will be so itching to come out. They ain't going to break a rule in the prison. Get them ready. Transition them. You could actually rent a space, put up tents, give them a transition space, put them in there, but keep them still. Because you can't just unleash them on a society that can't do nothing with them. When normal, everyday clerks, people who they used to be by the barber every morning to make sure they properly trim for Monday morning, They have on the tie, the shoes shining. Them looking to jump wall and lock neck now because they had no money. And all the talk, the government talk, nobody ain't getting no money. And you having sad stories with your landlord, but your landlord telling you, I can't take your story because the bank not taking mine. That all the shit that Imbert and Rowley talk have no value. Because like everybody else, everybody in this country was hanging on by a thread because of PNM-nomics, because of Colm Imbert, because he raised the price of gas 3 times and we ain't riot yet. Because they never put anything in place as a social safety net to help anybody. That everything that the government ever handed to anybody in this country was supposed to be a bribe to buy a vote. So the middle class was decimated. Foreign exchange was a thing of the past. The day I went into the bank, and I remember, just 3 weeks ago, I'd come in the bank and today, I'd be looking to get a couple $100 US in case. But today I'm in the bank, in my gloves, and the line outside, they have more security than tellers. And I just want to make a report that I deposit a check in the ATM and it ain't clearing. And I realized the bank is no longer the bank. This is the money portal. You have no rights. You're not a customer. They don't have to serve you. It's depleting. We are losing our civil liberties and our human rights by the day. We are being given instructions by tape on the ground because the government, who abdicated its responsibility since January 31st, 2020, have not cracked the book, have not even tried to find out what exactly we're dealing with. Because the people most at risk, we've done nothing for them. And because we've done nothing for them, they are going to die. Or they'll get sick and probably die. So what we're saying is, don't just throw the bath water, throw the baby too. You know where that saying come from? There was a time when a hot bath of water was so hard to make, water was so hard to get, that they used to make the bathtub full it, hot water, daddy would bathe, then mommy would bathe, and then all the children. And they used to make children, 13 and 14 children, because you had to help on the farm. And people used to bathe once a month. And everybody bathed one after the other. And after every single person bathed in that bathtub, the water blacker and blacker, until they bathed the baby. And the saying, don't throw the baby out of the bath water, is check and make sure nothing valuable in there when you're throwing shit away. That's where that saying comes from. But we've come to a place in this country where nothing don't matter. We've gone from nothing to work to nothing don't matter. Trinidad and Tobago has a government that is happy to be using coronavirus as a reason the country collapsing. They want to stunt it and fake it and pretend that it is because of coronavirus. Hey! There we go! Some Somebody asked me where I get that song from. I write that song for Carnival, brother. We saw ahead. Listen to the words and you'll understand. At that point in time, when they were skin out downtown with man all over the Bamsi, the country was in a hole. Everything was out of control. Nothing was working, but they didn't care. Gunman in She-Hole, I like that.
What is?
Gunman in She-Hole, they like that.
Check it out. 9 o'clock in the morning. 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 9 o'clock on the dot. And no food in the pot. Why? There's a flood in the road. 9 o'clock in the day. You can't see your way. Why? Organized crime. It's organized crime. Everywhere you turn. Crime and more crime. White collar crime. Blue collar crime. No collar crime. We running out of time.
Gunman in She-Hole, they like that. Gunman in She-Hole, they like that. The whole country in a hole. Everything goes out of control. Gunman in She-Hole, they like that.
There we go now. 9 o'clock in the morning. 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 9 o'clock on the dot. Your salary cut. 9 o'clock in the day. No way to get paid.
Traffic on the highway. Traffic on the highway.
Bills, bills, bills and more bills. Bills, bills, bills and more bills.
Nothing to walk, 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 nothing to walk.
$3 trillion spent, nothing to show. That's how it go in a land named Trinidad. Check this.
Nothing to walk, nothing to walk,
Nothing, 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 nothing. Public health fail, public works fail, local government fail, central government fail.
nothing to walk, 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 nothing to walk.
57 years, tears, tears, tears. 57 years, prayers, prayers, prayers.
Nothing to walk, nothing to walk, nothing to walk.
No bread in the kitchen, no gas in the car, no water in the pipe. Everybody by the bar, hole in the pavement, hole in your shoe, hole in your wallet. There's only holes for you.
Nothing to walk, 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 nothing to walk. Gunman in She-Hole, they like that. Gunman in She-Hole, they like that. The whole country in a hole, everything out of control. Gunman in She-Hole, they like that.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell our country's fate. Move and use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting will be on a doubt. When you're voting, vote them out.
Vote them out.
If it is they prove it to be your full amount. When you're voting,
Vote them out. Vote them out.
if it is the time is now that change
682-2110 if you would like to call. If any of you would like to call and make a contribution on the show, to say your say and talk your talk, feel free. 682-2110. I ask you to do one thing. When you call, you don't have to give your name. Just say where you're calling from in the world or in the country so that we know. 682-2110. I will write that number on the feed of the live now, so you should be seeing it any second now. 682-2110. If you would like to call in, call. You could WhatsApp in, no problem. Same thing, just link up and make the dial.
Register and put them on. If they don't see, put them on. State your finger and put them on. Show them no mercy, put them on. Put them out with total scorn and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power, dominate their reign. Let's put our country together again.
While we're waiting for calls, I want to tell you something. This is something that has to be said. Because Trinidad's economy is frail. Frail is an understatement. Trinidad's economy is damaged. And we're not going to survive, especially in a world where the rest of the world, all of the people that we would have turned to for a handout, a hand up, a help, their house on fire too. Trinidad cannot afford to play fast and loose with how we manage the country now. There are people who are at risk of COVID-19. I just want to ask you a couple of questions. If we don't flatten the curve in 2 months with this as our plan, if we don't flatten it in 3 months, how long you think this is going to be sustainable? Nobody working, government taking, depleting public funds and paying handouts. How long you think this is going to be sustainable before the country actually crashes? And I want you to understand this. When the country actually crashes, is a whole different problem. And if you still have COVID-19 to deal with, well then the shit show just took a curtain call. Because now you can't even mobilize to respond. Right now, rain is falling. We need to find the umbrella, pull it and open it and get below it. But we're not doing it. So we're waiting for things to turn to the worst. And then what you're going to do? When our umbrella no longer going to work. What you're going to do then? And this is what I am asking you. Because some of you think that I want to fight all you. Some of you think that I take great pride in being the only person in this country that have to see so far forward that when I bring up an issue, the rest of y'all still locked in this issue. So until y'all catch up there. You see, when I was talking, shut the country down in January, all you was skinning out in town. So now y'all reach March and y'all looking to shut it down. I'm telling you, that time has passed. We've missed that time. The time to shut it down and protect it from COVID-19 has passed. We've lost that opportunity. Now we have to deal with two things. COVID-19 and the national economy. You see Rowley and Stewart and Farris, them fellas farting through silk, them jumping on a plane and gone, them go do a Mugabe in the morning. All them tin pot dictators and all the beneficiaries of misgovernment and political malpractice, what they do when countries collapses, them just jump on a plane and go Miami Beach and soak their toes in a pool, pretend they're successful. You and your children and your children will be left to eat the bread these devils need in. And I'm saying to Trinidad and Tobago, the numbers are very clear. There are people at risk and there are people who are not at risk. Understand this. Every single person could get COVID-19. But not every single person will get COVID-19. It doesn't work so. It never worked so. Even at the height of the Black Plague in the Middle Ages that killed a quarter of the world's population, 3/4 still lived. Even then, at its worst, when sewage in those days was take your posy and empty the shit in the center of the road, then Trinidad have a La Perouse cemetery because our outhouses and our wells was next to each other, and we were shitting cholera into our drinking water. It's still so in Port of Spain in some places, and we had to go to Count La Perouse and take a piece of land from his sugar plantation and build a cemetery and go up by the Pescier family and borrow a piece of land in the top of the what is now the Queen's Park Savannah and hollow it out. That's why we call it the hollows. And on the left of it, they have Wildflower Park. That's the overflow of what was Trinidad's first free public reservoir. And they told you it was illegal to use your well. Come and get water in the reservoir, in the savannah. Even then, everybody didn't die. Everybody didn't die. And this is not going to kill everybody. Not everybody going to get it. Even if you put 1,000 people in a room with 10 people that have COVID-19 and you leave them there for 2 days, when you come out, some will have it, some won't. And of the some who have it, some will not even know. If you test them, you'll find and say, hey, I didn't know I had that. Because their immune system is destroying it. The average person's immune system will. But the people with compromised immune system, whatever that number is, somebody tell me it's as much as 30%, including the elders. That number, they will get it, and some of that number will get it severely. That's the million people out of the 7,700 million people that are the population of the world. For the 8 months we've had coronavirus, 1 million people have had it. 1 million people in total. And out of that million, 52,000 have died. Those are numbers that you have to pay attention to, because those numbers instruct you as to what you have to do. And when you read the New York City Daily document, and this is why I told the Minister of Health, and Tapshoes Parasram, the CMO, publish, don't give us the names. It don't help me to know the victim's name, but it helps me to know their age and the underlying condition. I don't even want to know if it's imported, if it's local, if they find it under a stone in Arima. Doesn't matter. I want to know their age and any underlying condition, because you see those two things instruct a nation how and what you're managing. Because if you know that a certain group of people in society, and again, this is not to disrespect anybody, the only thing that I know of that targets people is sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia targets people with African genes. And if you're like me and you have a grandfather on your mother's side that had African blood, it could tackle you too, even though I don't look like I have any African in me, or like the woman who married the prince, like her. If you don't look, but you still have African genes, sickle cell anemia could attack you. So if ever a disease hitchhikes on sickle cell anemia, it could attack everybody who has African genes. So you know the target, but not everyone in the target will succumb. Not everyone. So you need to identify what makes some succumb and what makes others get over it. And you need to accentuate the positive and do your best to eliminate the negative. In this case, we need, first step, isolate the elders and those at risk. What we are trying to do to the whole country is overkill and overcorrection. It is stupid, it is silly, it is insipid, it is lazy thinking. Because all of those people that you're talking about, I will get it and carry it and give it to somebody else. You wasn't caring about that skin out days. So miss me with the bullshit now. But there is truth to the take it and bring it and carry it. So when we isolate it, when we quarantine the people who are most at risk. Somebody messaged me today. He said, Philip, I don't mind this idea, but I have a problem. I have 2 elderly people in my house who are at risk, who I have not let leave the house since the church closed. But if I go out to work, I'll bring it back every day. I said, in that case, if you cannot move out, you have to stay home too. And it is your case where the government, through social services, supposed to give you financial support to assist you in the lockdown, while the rest of us go back out to work and keep the wheels of industry turning so that there will be a Trinidad for all of you all to come back out to when coronavirus is gone. But if we lock down the whole country, those at risk together with those who are not at risk, and we shut the economy down, and we do not have an economy to come back to after, what would be the point? Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hi, good night, Mr. Philip.
How are you, my friend?
Just want to say well done, job well done. Getting all the message loud and clear. But to me, I think the coronavirus is the least of our worries as the non-essentials. I think the stress and the headache of providing for our families and loved ones is going to kill us faster. I honestly think so. Because it's very, very stressful.
But some people
Living
wouldn't
in a
get that,
house
you
full
know.
of non-essentials.
Let me interrupt you for a second. There are people who hear you say that, and they have bread and cake and cricks in the house. They have money in their wallet, and they have money in the bank, and the bank card working, and they have neighbors that they could take from. And so they don't understand your condition, and they don't know how to think that it is possible that there are people who live paycheck to paycheck, or sometimes even hand them out.
They don't care. Those are exactly the ones who have no problem with the state of emergency at this point, which makes absolutely no sense. It's just a downhill battle. And
Tell your story. You don't have to give your name. Tell your story.
I've been juggling jobs for the past year or so. Matter of fact, for the past couple of years, I'm a young gentleman. I'm a young hardworking fella. I'm 25 years of age. And suddenly, COVID-19 come out. No one wants to take precaution. Everyone is told to shut down. If you're not essential, shut down. Stop work. So, I am not non-essential. My girlfriend is not non-essential. We have a 1 year old to see about. But that is not important. Because within the next couple of days or so, the entire country is going to shut down. No food. We're renting. I told my landlord, and this is funny, I told my landlord, I can't make for rent this month. But I know the government is giving out grants. My landlord turned to me and said he knows nothing about that. He knows nothing about government giving out any grants. So it's my tail to catch now. So come month in, coronavirus outside, my family and I may be homeless, nothing to eat, nothing to drink. A box of Pampers that was $1 something is now $200 and something. You can't go and work for anything.
So you
What's
have
the sense?
no job right now?
None whatsoever.
You need to be
household is
clear
jobless.
because people is mishear and misunderstand. A fella named Sigminster Randy just said at least you have a job, brother. People not so fortunate. He thinks that you're still employed. So explain your story clear and don't hold back and don't feel no shame because I'm telling you, plenty people have bigger, worse stories to tell.
I started off working as a security in a bar. I've been working as a security there for quite a number of years. I've been doing odd electrical jobs here and there with a marine company, which is, everyone knows as also with the oil and gas. Oil and gas came and plummeted. It's no more. So oil and gas shut down. The boss say, hey, what? You hardly have work going on right now. It's time to go home. So I'm thinking, well, yeah, we could turn back to the bar because, you know, a bar always running. Boom. Government say bars have to close first. That's the first thing have to close. So, well, all right. Have to try something else. Nowhere right now has any space for any workers, no matter what you're going to do. Nowhere. I have no time to make up rent money. I have to choose between giving the landlord something or keeping the money to buy groceries for my family. That doesn't make any sense.
Have you filled out any of those forms?
Those forms are more like headaches. Because the amount of stupid questions you have to answer, you have to really to, and you can't get to it. This one, when they call the hotline, you have to wait an hour or so on hold, and come on.
Have you been able to access any of the grants?
Nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. You call the NIS office.
Sorry, go
You
ahead.
call the NIS office, they will tell you, they heard about it, the government talk about it, but nothing is in place as yet. Absolutely nothing is in place. So it's just a set of headless chickens running around here until, you know, you have to go and get. Right now, my greatest fear, to be honest with you, is somebody running in my house to take my little groceries I have inside here. I'm being quite honest. It might sound stupid.
No, it's not.
It might sound stupid, but
not.
that is one of my greatest fears
It's
right
not.
now.
And right now, everybody don't know who is friend and who is potential enemy when man get hungry. Because people could
Because
justify
they have to go and get it,
and people will justify any kind of behavior. My brother, you and I are going to talk tomorrow. I'm going to make a call to the NIS people with you, and we're going to find out what's going on, okay?
No problem. I appreciate it.
Stay strong.
I'll continue looking on your life. Job well done again. I hope you're ready for the election. Trust me. We will you on this one.
Stay strong, brother. Stay strong.
Bye.
Those of you who are trying to get through, sorry about that. I had to let him tell his story. It's important because he's speaking for about 700,000 people in this country. And Rowley and them could come and stunt on the camera and CNC3 could broadcast their bullshit. For as long as I am here and it is possible, I will give voice to the voiceless and stand up with those who are facing this problem in the trenches. Hello, good evening, you're live. Hello, good evening, you're live. Hello, you hearing me? All right, yeah, you're hearing me? Hello? Listen to me on the phone, not on any device, because they have a delay. Listen to me on the phone. Are you hearing me? But you're very soft. Could you speak into the phone? Hello? Hello? You hearing me?
Yes, are you hearing me now?
Much better. You want to tell your story, you're live.
Right. I'm listening to you, and yes, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. I was just wondering if I'm coming across. Yes.
Yeah, I am hearing you. You talk.
Well, it's not really so much of a story. I am looking at the solutions kind of approach to what could take place here. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The government, in terms of a stimulus package to the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes. You there?
Yes. To you're concentrating on doing a set of forms and a set of things to create more crowd for the people that are coming and so on. You already have yes.
Uncle, I hearing you, Take your time. I hearing you.
A database with 85,000 people who you give pensions to, and these are the people who are at risk, the pensioners. It's simply to use the system. You are a great person with technology. It's a touch of a button. So instead of giving people a 1 month pension, you instead of giving them 1 month, you give them 2 months. So you have April and
A buffer. Yes.
March and April
Yes.
pensions coming together.
Yes.
So these people could assist their families with it.
Yes.
Because most of the times the older people are the people who help support.
Mining grandchildren. Yes.
Yes, the miners,
Yes.
the grandchildren and so on, and they helping out more than anything else. So
That is Trinidad culture. Plenty children grow up eating dinner every day by granny and grandpa. That is Trinidad culture.
Well, this is what we accustomed to. So instead of having, like the young man was talking about, a set of forms to fill out, and what about if you have a computer, you have to get internet, you have to send it to some stupid thing. And the Social Development Ministry has $5 billion. What, as you say, what on God's earth they doing with this money? Now is the time to help and support the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And you tell them to go and fill form and stamp in front of line, and nobody knows that. You have a database with all these pensioners. There are 85,000 plus pensioners in the country, which you give a NIS request to. You can simply press the button and say today's March, you get April. So instead of getting 3,500, you get $7,000 in your account.
And you know what the banks will do, right? Because somebody just wrote on the thread, because we look for the negatives before we look for the positives. And I just want to say to you that on your bank balance, there are two balances that you get when you go to the bank. You get your current balance and you get your available balance.
Exactly.
And your current balance could be the $6,000 that they give you, and they make available $3,000 now and $3,000 on the day ready and the day. So it's no set of paperwork and no set of work for you to go and try and hustle.
No,
So
all this foolishness about form. You see, the ministry have a kind of attitude to frustrate the people. You in COVID, you can't find ways to get your wife food and your children food and all kind of thing. You gonna fill out where you gonna fill out form to get $500 on a food card which you do have.
Uncle, I watch lines outside the banks. I watch elderly people standing up in hot sun, jam up, trying to get through. And I want to tell you something. This is not correct. This is not correct at all. This is not decent. This is not good. I apologize to you on behalf of everything that is good and decent. And I want to tell you something. I was giving them some time, but after you on the previous call, tomorrow I'm going to be lighting them on fire. Yeah?
Yeah, they need a solution. And once the people begin to see, I wrote Philip on several things too. They have the brains in the country, but they're not using it to the benefit of the people at all.
Yeah? Uncle, I'm listening to you.
Yes, we need to get this thing off in a way that is very simple. You know, the ministries have billions of dollars, which is
Listen,
ours.
I want to ask you a question. Could I keep your number to call you back in the morning? I want to put together a team to start making calls to these organizations to see what we could do. I just want to get information from you. I'm not going to use your name and I'm not going to put you in anything.
Well, the thing is, we have to have a team of people with innovative and
Yes,
creative
and
solutions.
we're going to do that for you. I just asking, could I call you back on this number in the morning?
You can call me at 496-1420.
Okay, let me just write that down. Now to get this, just give me 1 second.
Philip.
Yeah, 496
1420.
1420. Okay, listen. I am going to be talking to Felicia Holder, Sean Sunarine, Satish Ramsaran, Shari Wilson, Michelle Davis. I'm going to talk to the team and we're going to redirect our energies now on whatever resources we could on behalf of the people to make sure that these grants that they promise are being paid. Okay, so somebody's going to be in touch with you to get information from you. Is that okay with you?
Right. But the grant system is very limited in its scope, and it is very cumbersome to administer. You already have the technology for a series of people who can do it, and they have 85,000 names on a database. Those are the at-risk people 65 years and over. Now, once you supply them with additional, you give them an upfront pension. So it's a person could live with $6,000. They could help the family with that. But we really can't do it.
Indeed.
So the thing is there. Everything is there. But you see, the problem with the government is that they do not want to take any new advice from anybody. We are senior consultants in the area here, and they're not dealing with it at all. If you tell them that, they can say that is a waste of time. So what mechanism we have now to get the things done? So it solves all the problems. You see, what they're doing, they're not taking a holistic approach and a holistic solution to what is required.
Well, you see, I want to...
jumping all over the goddamn place.
You see, I want to tell you, in countries that work, right, I want to tell you, they have powerful organizations in the United States of America, like the ACLU. The ACLU would step in and make sure Civil Liberties Union, make sure that everybody who's supposed to be protected and provided for are. And I'm just using them as an example. Trinidad and Tobago,
we need a mechanism or organization to let the government know, and the government know that the Constitution does shield them from everything. So they have absolute power. They could do anything they want, when they want, how they want.
We need to fix that.
And any amount of time, you could talk 100 times on Facebook. They're not taking
No, but we can fix that. I want to tell you.
Yeah.
And I sent a message to Rowley the other day, and he talked about he have the power of force. I sent to tell him we have the power of the vote, brother, and that trumps your power of force. An election must come, and we will clean house and fix this country. Yeah? Thanks a lot for your call, my friend.
Yeah, I bet you have to go there. This is
Thanks a lot for your call. Thanks a lot
there
for your call.
there are much more simple. You see, we try to create so much things that extended and so on. We need simple solutions. You know,
Indeed.
we have solutions for everything in this country now.
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
If you use Philip's concept of the constituency, concept, you could know exactly who are the people who in the constituency. You only have 25,000 people, and every single minister should know everything about their people. Do you know how many pensioners you have in this country, in your constituency? Everything is on the database. Is there? It's technology.
Absolutely well said.
So to create a set of, you see, the $5 billion from that social ministry, that needs to be given or shared among the people of the country. This kind of give our people a food card and all kind of foolishness. We hand out people. We need something substantial that could carry people forward.
Absolutely. We're going to address that. We're going to be in touch with you. I'm going to see what I can do to get involved. I'm going to add my voice to this. Thanks a lot for calling. And the only reason I'm trying to cut you off is because other people trying to get through too.
Yes, I will.
No, but I really appreciate you raised a very important point here, and I'm going to make sure that we address it. I know Felicia and the crew, they are on the live, they're hearing you, and they're going to be getting ready to start to take some sort of action on this, yeah? Thanks a lot for the call, my friend.
I WhatsApp some stuff to Philip already, so I think he would know. He has information on what I'm about and so on. I was the scholarship winner who came back from United Kingdom recently.
Have a good evening, my friend.
We have people, and you see, I like his platform, where he encourages. This is the only platform in the whole country where people can come forward with solutions. The government don't have all the solutions. They've been doing that for 60 years and they make a mess of it. It's time to have innovative, creative, and holistic solutions which will take into account the holistic needs of the individual.
Indeed. Yeah, we're going to talk some more on this when we call you tomorrow, okay?
All right. Okay, great.
Take care. Bye.
What's your name, sir?
I didn't want to tell him that he was talking to me because then the call would have run on longer. But to that caller, he was spot on, because when the Progressive Empowerment Party says decentralize the power of the cabinet to the constituency, imagine if you made 41 autonomous regions in Trinidad and Tobago. The constituency board of supervisors would operate each constituency like a mini cabinet. So that central government will have to pave your road, and central government will have to fix your lights, and central government will build your schools or put police on the beat. Central government will fix your jobs. Central government will make sure you water in the taps. That's the job of your constituency board of supervisors. So in effect, you will have 41 governments. What local government was supposed to do but never did, this will do. That's what it was meant to do. Marcus, you have to give us a number to call. If you want, you could private message me. You could call me on WhatsApp now. That's a free call. My number is 682-2110. I have a million WhatsApps to read. Teresa Marquez, what it is you're sending? All right. Teresa has all of the information here. So Felicia, please make sure that Teresa is on the team. Yeah? 682-2110. Anybody else want to call? Another thing he was saying, and I wanted to mention it, that database he's talking about that we suggested, that from the time somebody is born in Trinidad and Tobago and they get a birth certificate, they are a citizen on the database until a death certificate closes that equation. For as long as you do not have a death certificate to close on a birth certificate, you would be able to know at the touch of a button how many people you have of what age in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is critical information. You would know who is in preschool, who is in secondary school, who is in early career. So there's your target for housing and for young families who in their mature career, who getting ready to retire, who retired, who aging. You would have information on the touch, like a social security number. We can assign a number to each person on their file. That becomes your social security number, or whatever you want to call it. Do not tell me the problems with the American system. I'm just using that because some of you know that term already. But from the moment that you have an identity on the system, because you do, they're just not using it. Your birth certificate, listen, your birth certificate is supposed to provide your passport. You're not supposed to have to go, you're only supposed to go for one document. One. 682-2110, not 2210. 682-2110 markers. I'll type it in the video. Again, 682-2110. You call on that number. The birth certificate, from the time you get a birth certificate, you're supposed to be able to get a passport. It's the same information. It is the same exact information. You don't have to line up an interview. If you're not dead, they're supposed to send you, we have an ID card system. That ID card could be replaced with your national ID card, that is your national insurance card, and that is the card for this system. That it has your number on it, and that's how you access all government systems. When you open your bank account, it should be reflected there too. And as long as you're alive, the government's supposed to be able to treat with you on that system. Hello, good evening, you're alive?
Hello, good night. Hello.
Yes, good night.
Yeah. Speaking of about this thing, right? When I do check it, in what when to the HSC fund, you withdraw, say, 1.7 million US, right? If I understand to be correct, what it is he's going to do with this for the people of the country.
They didn't need a plan. Government by VAP's policy on the hook, they're doing what they want, and the media just broadcasting it. Nobody's asking any questions. We had one little tussle between Akash Samaru and Terence Jackson, and people nearly get a heart attack. But the government is supposed to account for every single step they make.
Right. So who is going to hold them accountable to make sure that our money, what they withdraw, right, goes down to the poor people, goes down to the grassroots, goes down to the people who really need in time of this crisis?
I will. The Progressive Empowerment Party will. We are taking up that responsibility as of now, because too many people are contacting me to say that they're not getting their grants, that they're not getting the help, and the government has a responsibility because it is the government that shut the country down. So everybody is now a ward of the government. The government has a responsibility to feed, house, clothe everybody, because it is the government that shut the economy down. You understand that?
Yeah, I understand that.
They've taken over the role of boss, daddy, mommy, everything. Their job now is to make sure that everybody in this country eating. And if they're not doing their job, we're supposed to fire them. And the Progressive Empowerment Party is going to start tomorrow holding them to account where all of this is concerned.
And a question to you: how it is we're going to restart the economy after this? What we in for here? Because this virus intends to take us for a long run because of negligence.
Listen, the economy shouldn't be stopped. The economy should be operating. Right now, they should have people talking about how do we lower expenditure and increase income, especially in these times. The government is not supposed to be operating like if they're running a car. So I want to tell you that the time for all of this, it had to come to an end.
Being a business owner.
Gary Aboud is on the thread right now and he's talking. Gary Aboud was one of the people responsible for us having a heritage and stabilization fund. He's one of the people that pushed the government until they had no choice but to do it. And he said that they just took 25% of the fund. That is insanity.
Right. So being a small business owner, having a store in a mall, I cannot call the mall names true matters, right? That I have to pay a rent at $25,000 based on tomorrow. I haven't sold for 8 or probably for this month I probably sell about 10 days alone. If this thing runs for 3 months, so I have to lose nearly close to $75,000 to $100,000 because of our government negligence.
Well, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you this. This is the power that the government has. The government could tell your landlord to erase your debt, and in turn, the government could erase any kind of debt from your landlord. Your landlord would have corporate tax and green levy and all kind of bacchanal to pay. And the government could erase an equivalent amount for all the rents that your landlord erased. That is the only way we're going to be in this together, because everybody's saying we're in this together. That's easy to say. But when it comes time to make sacrifice so that we can actually be in this together, that's when it's going to matter. Yeah?
Right? But we in this together, but as far as I'm seeing, none of the large conglomerates, right? Saying the large businessmen, the businessmen who raped Trinidad and Tobago, who made billions. You see any of them coming onto the front line to assist?
I don't want to ask them to assist, brother. I don't want to ask them for anything. I want you to put me in office so I could go and take back Trinidad's money from in their bank account. I want to show Faris that he set a precedent, that he wrote laws that go back in time, and I'm happy for that, because I want to write laws that go back in time to when the pilfering was done so we could take the money back.
Because trust me, people who don't know the severity of this situation, it have plenty families out here within a constituency. As you say, 25,000. It have constituency larger than this. What it is, 50 food cards going and do for
this, all of that is a stunt. That's a stunt. And listen, tomorrow we're going to start putting in the public space what steps we're going to be taking, and we're going to want Trinidadians to add their voices. Our collective voices matter. This is our country. We may be dealing with coronavirus. That is one thing. We still have to be a country after this. So tomorrow we're going to put a team together. Shari Wilson, Felicia Holder, Michelle Davis, Sean Sunaran, Sati Shansaran, Teresa Marquez. We have good people, local and abroad. We're going to leverage our foreign chapters too to get our people together to start to work on this. We're going to create a people's front for this issue.
What we need for our country right now, based on what is going on, we need people to step forward to help those who in need. Remember, there are many middle class and rich, as you say, but there are also people who used to work in bars, people who work in casinos, these girls and them. They have no way to feed their families.
I said that today.
To help them through into this.
I did a video today and I asked exactly that question. Are we thinking about the businessman who set up his business in these malls, who mortgage everything, who take loans and have those bills to pay? Are we thinking about the staff, the mothers, the fathers who worked in these stores? All of this together is the economy. We cannot treat it with such scant courtesy. It is important that we treat with COVID-19 expeditiously and professionally, but we have to treat with the economy too.
The 600 people who are viewing this, are you comfortable when you get up in the morning and you're having breakfast and your family having a nice breakfast? Are you comfortable sitting down having that, knowing fully well in your street it probably have 2 or 3 families who hungry, who don't know how to feed them kids? Are you comfortable with that? Today lunchtime I told my wife about that, and I wasn't comfortable about it. I feel like you're going into a depression because you're not studying yourself. This is people first before anything else.
But I want to tell you, the Progressive Empowerment Party has 5 offices in Trinidad and Tobago. And we're going to start leveraging what we could leverage with people, even if we have to turn all 5 offices into a daily soup kitchen to make sure those who are hungry can come and take a bowl of soup and go. We're going to have to work on something. So listen, I liking everything that you're saying. If you could shoot me a WhatsApp when you come off the phone with name and contact information so I can forward your name to Felicia. We're going to need people for the team, okay?
Because my sister called me, right? She lives in Long Island, New York. Right now, in her state, there are food trucks passing around, knocking on people's door. Today she showed me that 6 o'clock this evening, right? They knock on your door, they ask you if you want something hot to eat, if you need anything, right? And they're supplying people with hot meals who don't have, right? It's either you accept or you don't accept.
Wow.
Right? And this is a food drive, what is going on. Why it is we in our country had to depend on a food grant, something from the government. Why it is businessmen don't come together now in a time of need and say, all right, we have to see.
We're going to put that together. Thanks a lot. Send me the WhatsApp so I will add you to the team because you have real good ideas and we want you on board, yeah?
Okay then.
Take care, my friend. Yeah, that was a real good idea and a good initiative. And yes, Felicia, I know you're there. Shari, I see you, and I know that you're there. Let's start a lunch kitchen. Let's talk about that, about creating putting the hubs to work, getting the hub leaders together on a Zoom tomorrow. Kenneth is here, so Kenneth, you're hearing me on the upstream. If you could talk to Felicia, find the best time to create a Zoom tomorrow so that we could discuss turning all the offices into some kind of food kitchen for the duration of this thing. And let's talk to the business people in the community and see what kind of food donations we could get so that we can, at least for the people in the communities, make sure that they get at least one hot plate or one hot bowl of soup or food every single day. We could do that, yeah? Is there a certain criteria to get on board? Zamir Zeus Hossein? No, just reach out. Send me a WhatsApp, 682-2110. Kenneth, you on Pep Talks tomorrow? We talk after. What about the homeless? Rose, I don't know what's going on with the homeless. We got to find out about that too. But we're going to start leveraging this thing because we can't continue like this. It can't just be talk. You can't just hold press conferences and talk and abandon the people. Yeah? So everybody who would like to get involved, in this food plan we're about to do, you can reach out to Felicia Holder, Satish Ramsaran, Shari Wilson, Michelle Davis, or myself. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Good evening, Philip. Philip, why those words came back after so many years? Recalcitrant, minority. Give me your views, please.
I really don't want to give life to that.
I'll listen off here.
All right, okay, all right. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hi, good night.
Hi.
All-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah, talk it off. You hear me?
Based on the last caller, I agree with everything what he said. But I have a question. Right now, what the government now with all this food grant and all this bacchanal were taking place, I never hear the put things in place for small business owners, self-employed people, because some people who work on a day-to-day basis, basically they are paid daily. So seeing that they may be non-essential workers, or some might be essential workers, but don't want to take the risk to go out because of they might have health situations. They don't have no source of income coming in to provide for the family and these little things. And this is a great concern to me.
Absolutely. It has to be. It's important that we hold all our people together. These small businessmen in society are critical to the economy, and we cannot treat them with disrespect or discourtesy. We have to make sure that they survive. The IMF said so. Make sure that they survive.
Well, here the next thing towards this right now. When they say that there was distributing money from central bank to commercial bank, I didn't hear anything for the people, self-employed people, whatever the case may be, because all I was hearing is central bank to business owners. You understand? You come and you plead for the business owners not to send home the workers. No, two people who I know working in a particular industry telling me that they send them home and they tell them that they wouldn't be paid from the time that the government said they'll be home for the 2 weeks because there's non-essential workers. Again, what these people have to do, what they could do, because now they have rent to pay, bills to pay,
listen,
food to put on the table and all these things.
No, that story resonating, and we're going to take action now. So what you need to do is off air, shoot me a WhatsApp or a private message on Facebook so that we get everybody together. Swan Guy saying there's a grant for self-employed. You may not get it, but it is there. You can reach out to her. She seems to be very knowledgeable. She's on the thread of this video, Sue-Ann Guy. Message her and see what information she has. I'm going to see what information she has as well. And we're going to work together and see what we could do to help everybody. Yeah?
No problem.
Take care, brother. Sad stories, sad stories, sad stories. A country of sad stories. To the caller who asked about that reprehensible statement that the Prime Minister put out, I'm not going there. I'm not going there with him at all. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Good evening. How are you going?
Trying to keep smiling. What's up?
Well, I have to first congratulate you
on what you've been doing. I've actually left comments in your newsreel there about the fact that you are the only person, politically speaking, that has actually taken the time and dedication to give information, whether it's about the COVID-19 virus or in things in general. I mean, the other night you were up late, and I have never seen Rowley or Kamala Robinson Chambers, anybody do that.
They weren't quarantined. We have nothing to do.
Well, and the thing about it, I now have become, I guess, a subscriber or a regular contributor, because I saw a video that you made when you were in the savannah, and I could have swear I would have seen tears come from your eyes, man, because that was one heartfelt video that you made, and you could actually feel the feelings that you were feeling of frustration and just exasperation over the whole thing. And I have to basically hats off. I mean, I was motivated. I joined right away, and I set up a small donation of $20 US a month.
That's
and
perfect.
That is all I can afford.
That's perfect. Every little bit helps. Every drop helps fill that bucket. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, once I get back my job, because I'll be losing my job next month. Of course, airlines are hard hit all over the world, and the one I'm flying for is none the wiser and not immune.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, you're literally grounded.
Yeah, so I open for a quick recovery, maybe towards the fall, in September.
Well, I honestly believe there's a lot of liquidity worldwide, and there's going to be a lot of demand. There are going to be booms. Economies are going to jumpstart. I mean, look today, the price of oil increased in price by 30%. That's the largest jump in the price of oil in history. So there's always going to be good news, and there's 7.7 billion people on this planet, and there's going to be demand for a lot of stuff when COVID-19 is behind us, especially people going to want to go for a little trip and take a little vacation. So I think our pilot's going to be busy, and I hope that you survive and you rally through. Thanks a lot for calling me, brother. I hope you can get involved wherever you're based. Reach out to the team and see if you can get involved there. If you need to know who's your team leader anywhere in the world, just message Felicia Holder.
Well, I'm living in Vancouver, so I'm in contact with Anthony Sinanan every now and then.
Yeah,
he's in Toronto.
Yeah, but he's our man of business for the whole of Canada. So see what you can do to link up with him and to work out with him, even if you set up a satellite right now, because we all have some time. See if you can set up a satellite chapter in Vancouver.
Yeah, well, I was looking into doing that. I've actually posted some of your videos in our Facebook group here in Vancouver called Trinities in BC. Nice. I've posted just one or two because I don't want to really ruffle any feathers and upset anybody, because of course I'm sure they're both UNC and PNM fanatics in there, and it is a small community in Trinidad of Trinidadians here in Vancouver. But I have posted a couple of your videos, and they are very, very informative. I mean, I didn't even know how this coronavirus actually got out of Wuhan, but I think you were on a Pep Talks video, and you actually explained, and it makes sense.
Thanks for that, my friend. Thanks a lot. Yeah?
Yeah, so all I can tell you is continue doing what you're doing. I know it's frustrating. I did tell you about this when we had our little chats back in the day, when we would actually exchange messages, and I told you it's going to be tough because it's a lot of nonsense. It's a lot of nonsense, and these guys in politics, they are the bullshit artists, and if you play their game at their level, they're going to win. So you have to actually rise above them and inform the people.
Well, we try to make sure that we are clearly differentiated, that people see that we're nothing like them, that we're not connected to the contract mafia, we're not in the 1% pocket, that we are an authentic people's movement that want a better country, and that we're marshalling the forces of all the good people, all the good Trinis here and abroad. And I think that people are waking up and starting to see.
Exactly, and I don't care personally if you cussing and getting on, because you're venting your feelings, and I've heard Basdeo Panday cuss and get on, and actually I've seen it with my own eyes, so it's not to say I'm spreading rumors. I've seen him so drunk that he could not walk to his vehicle, and he had to be helped, not escorted, but he had to be helped by his bodyguards. And in fact, actually, he had the decency to vomit outside PM1 before he stepped inside. And I saw that because he had went to a fete in Valsine by me years ago. And he and his security detail had parked in our yard in Valsine. So I see it. Right? In fact, my father took down the hose and he washed down the vomit because he didn't want our dogs eating it afterwards.
Wow, that's a
So
lot of
I've
information. Bordering on
I've seen-
TMI.
yeah.
But
I know it's boring on TMI, but I've seen...
no, but you're making your point and you're showing that you actually have your data. I appreciate that. And I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I prefer to vote for the man who cussing and actually getting his feelings out and is actually sharing actual information than somebody to smile and say, yeah, everything's fine.
Sean Sutherland has asked people that all the time. They say you want PEP policies but a PNM or UNC delivery. And we're not about that because Trinidad has been given sweet sounding lies for too long. It's time for us to all get real.
Exactly, and Trinidad needs new politics. You can't just recycling PNM, UNC, because nothing gets done. You've done that for the last how many years, and nothing is done. So it's time now for new politics. But thanks for taking my call, and
Thanks a lot for
all the best
calling.
here.
Stay safe, my
Yeah.
brother. Stay safe.
You too. Take care. Bye.
682-2110. We take a couple more calls because everybody's still here and people still up and for as long as we could. Let's do it. Yeah. Suan Guy is sharing the link with the form. Follow her. Felicia, this girl, Suan Guy, see if you could pull her into the team. At least she could help us with the research and getting nothing wrong with Panday having fun. I hear that too. Listen, the guy was just saying that he's seen everybody be human. Yeah? Trinidad and Tobago, let us start being people that ask for the correct things and not be so easily led astray. I mean, when I play the song We Like It So by Sparrow, I mean, it is an insult to us that it's still like that. How could it be? How could that still be our condition? It's unreal. It's insane. And we the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have to be able to ask that we whistle and walk, that we deal with coronavirus and we deal with the economy so that we come out of this and survive. Yeah? Hiccups.
We like it so, we're free.
Neighbor, look, if I was a selfish man, I wouldn't be involved in this election. I don't know already, I want fame. Plus, I ain't looking for fortune again. All I'm asking is that you pay close attention to the many problems we all face from dawn to dawn. You're intelligent, I think, and you should face issues. But you're behaving like a moron, cussing me for where I born, but you fight me hand over water. You pay too much for butter. Take your steel beat and go.
The part where he say, you're cussing me and telling me from where I'm born, just because I am standing up against the bullshit, the party you supporting. I mean, hear how we say that now.
Plus, I ain't looking for fortune again.
What you about to say here, I feel it in my soul. I just hear the words, yes.
All I'm saying is that you pay close attention to the many problems we all face from dawn to dawn.
All I am asking is that you pay close attention to all the problems that we face from dawn to dawn. Oh Christ, this man wrote this song in the 80s. That would make this song 40 years old.
You're intelligent, I think, and you should face issues.
You're intelligent, I think, and you should face issues.
But you're behaving like a moron.
But you're behaving like a moron, cussing me for where I'm born.
Tossing me for way I born, but you pipe and handle water. You pay too much for butter. Take your steel beam and go. The terrible school system is such a bloody problem. Take your steel beam and go. Agriculture's in a state, planning is inadequate. Take your steel beam and go. The northern and southern idol, the two kingpins above. We know, we like it so. We like it so. We say. Anything that's wrong, he go put it right. Georgie Porgy tell we the other night.
Just swap out Georgie Porgy for Keith Rowley.
Instead of displaying impatience, pull yourself and give the fella a chance. How the hell you could say, oh, and I'll go do better? Bet we send you back Grenada in a drum. We and Georgie going to put it right together. We have freeness and freedom, plenty roti, plenty rum. Hospitals have no linen, this brown paper they're using. Take your steel beam and go. Public transportation is an abomination. Take your steel beam and go. Well, food, clothes and rent is proof. Cost of living gone through the roof. Take your steel beam and go. Classified information for personal gain is common, we know, but we like it so. We like it so, but we're free.
The Progressive Empowerment Party would have shut this country down in January. We'd have take a hit for it. We'd have take licks for it. They would have say, we can't wait for election to vote all your nasty asses out. All your postponed carnival, all your shut down carnival, we go do for all you. And then, when this storm, April, when the storm falling on the rest of the world, and Trinis were able to say, wait now, we have 0 cases. 0 deaths. That is performance. That is governance.
Sparrow boy, you need psychiatry aid to beat them bourgeois people motorcade. Me afraid to tell you straight to your face. You back in a jackass in a horse race. Georgie say, oh, you ain't getting one damn seat. Oh, and I come out to mama guy. And Bokassa say, oh, all you going to feel the heat. The penalty to oppose is high. That's political suicide. We have no house, so we squat, living with cockroach and rat. Take the steel beam and go. The cesspit flowing over, you could catch yellow fever. Take the steel beam and go. Soldier in bulldozer, break down the shark in mover. Take your steel beam and go. It's plenty sexual favors to be a 10 days worker. We know, but we like it so. We like it so. We're free. Single thing you could say could make me abandon me Balize. No still be more for the.
They have a single thing you could say go make me abandon the Balize. That's what he's saying. You remind me of the police officer living in La Hoqueta in a little rundown, broken down house with all kind of rubble and rubbish around the house. I mean, how they live in cheek and jowl, your squalor right up against your neighbor's squalor, and we there talking about a better Trinidad and Tobago. And this man come out in my face and he say, Rowley! Rowley! I'm out there, Rowley! That's all he did. Screaming that in my face. And I want to point out the irony to him. But then I realized irony would be lost on him. Because he's living in it. If you could be in a situation detrimental to your well-being and supporting the people responsible for your condition, I can't do nothing for you. My two concerns are that he votes. But my second concern is this, that there is a larger demographic of Trinbagonians who never vote. And if they come out and vote, they nullify his cult vote. And we could fix the country and he would benefit from it. You see the irony? But that's okay. That's okay. Because you have to fix the country before you could even tackle what's going on in some of these people's minds. Serious, serious stuff. Anyway, we're out here a long time tonight. I want to give you some information. We spoke tonight about setting up a team to get involved with taking the government to task for all of these grants that they promise people. So we are going to create a voice for these people starting tomorrow. If you're interested in being a part of the team and assisting, reach out to Teresa Marquez, Shari Wilson, Michelle Davis, Felicia Holler, Trini Mamu, Satish Ramsaran, or myself, or Akil Camps, Anthony Henry, Maurice Downs, Matthew Gibbs. You could look on the trend, you see all of the PEP members, and you can reach out to any of them. If you're abroad, if you're in America, New York City, everywhere in the top half of America, reach out to Denise Xavier, Rose Feng Chung, and Sal's Jagisa in Miami, Florida. Canada's Anthony Sinanan, he and that team, they have a massive team up there. We have a small group growing in the United Kingdom. But if you need any information about who's your team and who is your leader, just message Felicia Holler and she'll get you to the right person. We don't want to play politics with this. We want to practice proper politics with this, and there's a difference. Playing politics is using it for stunt and bad talk and cuss each other and talk recalcitrant minority and who is inside out Oreo and all that bullshit. Who thief more and who thief less and all that nonsense. The time for that has to be over. Because if we continue to practice the politics of bullshit, we'll continue to tread water in a latrine. If we want a better Trinidad and Tobago, we could have it. It is as simple as saying it is time to move away from the northern and southern idols, the two kingpins of bubble. That is what we need to do. We need to change gears. We need to flip scripts. We need to break the stranglehold of the contract mafia and the drug traffickers and all of those who are using our country as their playground. We need a better Trinidad and Tobago. And a fella, I don't want to call his name, I don't want to give too much information. He vexed with me because I put his information in the public space. His brother on a gun charge, and police had to raid their premises the other day. And he vexed with me because I'm not supposed to talk about them. And he asked me, who is me? But now I want you to hear me very, very carefully. I have given up a large portion of the best part of my life fighting for my country. And I want you to know who is me. I am the promise of a better Trinidad and Tobago. Myself, together with this Orange Army, this tsunami of good people who are building and coming strong, who are standing up in the face of any adversity, COVID, Corona, PNM, UNC, we're here. No matter what it takes, no matter what comes our way, we're speaking truth to power and we're standing firm. We have become the gathering point for the patriots. Trinidad and Tobago is pulling together all of you who have taken advantage of this country's good nature, who betrayed the people's trust, a better day is coming. And for some people, when that day dawns, it will be a time for cheering. For others, it'll be a time of wailing and gnashing of teeth. And some say it is time for that correction. I want you to hear my voice. I want you to know that the Progressive Empowerment Party will end the bank cartels. And we will make sure that in quick time there are 20 competing branches of banks in this country, so that all banks will start to treat our people with respect. Give them interest on their deposits. Treat the elders with respect when they come in the bank. Provide bathroom facilities by law. Provide seating facilities by law. And it is time, because the government has that power. The government could tell the bank that from next week, all banks must have restroom facilities for the elderly. All banks must have seating facilities for the elderly from next week. That's the power of the state. And give us the power of the state, and I promise you, you will see change in this country that you didn't think it was possible will happen. We will shut the borders cold, end the drug trade, end the gun trade, end the human trafficking trade, end the money laundering trade. We will give teeth to the Financial Intelligence Unit. We will give teeth to the Integrity Commission. If you can't count for your money, you can't come in the parliament. So you better make sure that your finances in correct order. Don't go. And you see when these ministers, what's this Lovell Francis cussing people and telling them go and paddle away in the sea? What does jackass have with the sea? This is the mocking pretender who went and do a deal with a company to come and set up a stage in the middle of pounding surf at Maracas. That jackass epitomizes People's National Movement government. He have a doctorate worth salt. I want you to hear that. You, any single person that ever stood up at Maracas Beach would know easily you can't build something in that except that jackass, because that jackass proudly has a PNM education. It is time to break that. It is time to give everybody a chance to maximize their full potential. And that means a first world country outside of the control of the contract mafia and the 1%. And no, they may have gotten a head start and they may have pilfered public funds, but I promise you, you will see how easy it is to undo even that. You want a better country? Stand with the Orange Army. Stand with the Progressive Empowerment Party. Stand for yourself, your family, your neighborhood, your community. Stand for a better country. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.